Hey guys, welcome to Funky's World. I am pulling some bricks out of my genealogy brick wall. Now, I went back to the mom and dad that everybody says are her mom and dad. I don't think they are, but they led me other places, okay? They led me to a workhouse. Ireland Poor Law Board of Guardians records. So, I'm going to go through those records. Because I didn't know those records existed. But I have one right here that is an excellent lead, and it might be a brick out of the wall. This might be her grandmother. This might be her dad as a kid. It all fits. For some reason, the lady's name, as I mentioned in the Daily Journal, her last name was still Burgess. And her children's name was Burgess. Okay, I know that sometimes over there women kept their maiden names. She said her husband was O'Grady. But why would her two sons not have been O'Grady? Plus, they were very clearly Protestant. And they were from the same area of Ireland that the rest of my family was from. It fits. It all fits. So I'm wondering, I need to chase this line. Now it says they were only in there for a few weeks and they were discharged. Was they discharged to her husband, to her family? I need to chase that line down in census records. Now, let me, I can't read it. This is why I keep this. Alright, Mrs. Burgess, where the heck are you? Okay, you're the first one. Sarah, William, James. And that's the other thing. That would make perfect sense. Because she had a son William and a son James. So if her father was James and her brother was William, that would make perfect sense. She just did the Irish naming pattern with her own family instead of Thomas's, which clearly she did, except for my grandfather. So I need to find this Sarah Burgess. She was 35. In 1847. So, I mean, she was born when? Let's see, 35, 37, 27, 17 would be 30. About 1812. So let's go to search all collections. Do-do-do-do. That's as best as I can do. Ireland Petty Session Court Register. Okay, what is that? What is that? It's a government record. She was a witness. Well, that's not her. That was 60 years after she was 35. So, she would have been 95 years old. That's not her. She wasn't a witness to a larceny at 95 years old. Okay, here's the 1841 census. Church of England's marriage records. Okay. Nonconformist registers. That's hilarious. Huh. What is the date on this? May 16th. Okay, this mess is supposed to be baptismal records. Okay then. My daughter, October. I can't read whose parents are. I can't read this. It's a mess. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is go back to search all collections, and I want to find you all. Okay. What is it called again? Ireland Poor Law and Board of Guardians. LAFE, Poor Law and Board of Guardians. What do you mean no time? Oh, I gotta do that. Keywords maybe? Cut. Paste. Okay. Bingo. Now I have to search for the last name Burgess. 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 I'm gonna. Not a clue. Huh. Oh, that's Francis. About 1900 in North Dublin. Yeah. No. Go back. Okay. That's not it. First, about 1868. 1868. Let's see what we can find for Burgess around 1868. Okay. It may have been the only place that they had was Dublin. I don't know. Death, discharge. See, these discharge dates are too late. So that's a plus. Nope, that's a guy. I don't see any of these discharge dates matching up. Damn it. All the discharge dates are too late. She was already in this country at the time of these people's discharges. So, I have a list for England. I can try that. Ah, come on. Anyway, I'm going to try the England one. Because I really think I'm on to something. I do think that this is her family. I do think that I found her dad. I just don't know which boy it is. My guess would be James, only because of her son's names. James was older, although it could be William. Her son James was older. What the heck is going on here? There we go. Okay. Search. There we go. London, England, poor law. Business. Or just search. Okay. James William. Admission date. Okay. 1865 is Mariah. The only one that could possibly match is this one. I'm going to view this one. Islington, London. Oh, birth 1836. Yeah, that's not right. Okay. Is that the same record? Yeah. That's weird. Why do they have the same record twice? Oh. Well, I'm going to have to trace down this family. I'm going to have to go back to Sarah. Back one more. Okay. Go back to Ireland. Go back to Sarah. And get all the information I can with regards to age 35. Yep, she had kids. So let me 47. That's this record that I can't read. Okay. Now, Burgess. Okay. William and James were 11 and 5. James. Okay, William was 11. Whoops. and James 5. And it says her husband was John, which also makes sense. But if you look over here, John first, I thought it said O'Grady, but maybe it doesn't. It says John first something. 2 children. Something, and they're clean and clothed. Union. Okay, townland in which resident. Union. Okay. So she wasn't there very long. Thank God. Now, I need to search all records to find her sons. All collections. Let's start with the older boy, okay? Burgess. He was born in Ireland. Let's see, 47 in 1836. That would be about right. 1836. Ireland. And his mother. Search. Okay. William Burgess. 1837, Ireland. Iowa? Fall River. He was born in 1836, 46, 56. Yeah, he could have been married in the 1860s and had a daughter in 1868 to 72. Let's see, about 1836 in Ireland, that's in New York. I might have found his birth. Mother Sarah. Okay. Father Robert. Okay, that's weird. Anyway. Alright, I'm going to try James. For the heck of it, I'm going to try James. James was born, he was only 5 in 1847, so 46, 45, 44, 43, 1842. Let's try that. Search. About 1843, Ireland, ended up California, ended up in New York. That's... Why would you be in the poorhouse for 2 weeks? Hmm. I don't understand that. Maybe one of you can help me with that? What would be a reason that you would end up in the workhouse for 2 weeks? March 22nd to April 1st. I've got to do some research on that. My mother would have known, because my mother researched the poorhouses. Full disclosure, I think it's my third great grandfather ran a poorhouse in Maine. He was the superintendent. I don't know what you'd call it exactly. Manager. I think he's superintendent. Him and his wife ran it. So we learned that through genealogy. But my grandmother used to tell my mother, "You're going to run me into the poorhouse." And we never had poorhouse workhouse. It's the same thing. But she never knew it was a real thing until she got older. Or the poor farm. It would be the poor farm, the poorhouse, the workhouse. Different names for the same horrible place. When you were destitute, that's what you like. If you would like, I can do a whole video on it. I can write up a history and do a whole video on it. So, and I think I will do that. It's going to take me a little while to write it up, but they had them here, they had them in the UK. Now, I know some people are saying, whoa, you're looking at Dublin. I am looking at Dublin, because that seems to be the only place they had one. I would have thought they had one in Belfast, but I don't seem to have a record for that. And I saw people from Antrim. I don't know. Antrim's the county that Belfast is in. Belfast is the capital of Northern Ireland. Armagh is right next door to Antrim. And in fact, the area where my family emanated was actually right on the border between Armagh and Antrim, right near Belfast. So, and remember also they didn't have a Republic of Ireland and a Northern Ireland back then. It was Ireland, one country. So, they would have had poorhouses in the major cities. Now, I don't see a record here for Belfast, because it seems to me that that would be the area I should be looking, just geographically, because why would they send you to Dublin? You know how far away that is from that area? You know, excuse me for being so close. I'm trying to fix my seat cushion here. It's a long freaking haul. Even today, it's a long haul. Can you imagine what it would have been then? Let me just do this. Okay. To Dublin. Okay, Belfast to Dublin. Today it's about a 2-hour drive. Some of my family lived over here in the Londonderry area. but some of them live closer to Belfast. Londonderry is in Armagh, but it's a 2-hour drive. So you can imagine back then, without a motor vehicle, that and Australia is a possibility. I got a lot of family in Australia. If her father was sent to Australia as a criminal or something, you know. So you can imagine back then, like I said, without a motorized vehicle on a horse and buggy, how long it would take to transport someone. So, without, highways or motorways, I guess they call them over there, not highways. And we call them highways, freeways, expressways, depending on where you're from. And in some places like Massachusetts, we even have what's called a turnpike. They didn't have any of that. They had dirt tracks that were sort of roads. So, and they call them tracks, but they're not tracks like train tracks. They're tracks like, basically carriage tracks. They're tracks made by continuous carriage, going back and forth. Now, I know in my family, there were a lot of people that drove teams of horses, including my great-great-uncle, who must have been looking at the pictures of his family and the sort of done-up way of his wife and daughter, his widow and daughter. He must have been fairly well off. James Dalzell. And I say that because not only was he the chauffeur for the guy that owned the big mill, but he was so close to became such a part of their family that he made drinks at their parties, and that's how he died. He accidentally he was chopping ice and accidentally put the ice pick, the handheld ice pick, through his arm. Caused blood poisoning because there weren't antibiotics in 1911, and he died of blood poisoning. So, must have been horrendous. And but looking at the dress of his wife and his daughter, the fancy car that they had, and it looked like they had like fur stoles on and stuff in these pictures. It's like, okay, he must have had money. And his brother John, whom she married later, must have had money. And that absolutely has to be his brother. There's no question in my mind. What's strange is I have a ton of Dalzells that are related to me, which is a rabbit hole I've gone down for patience. And it still may be. That may be another brick in the wall, pulled out of the wall. I don't know. I can't see enough of the other side to know for sure. But I have tons of Dalzell DNA matches. Tons. That go back to the same family over and over and over again. It's like, where does this family fit? Well, look at shared matches. Well, that's great. The shared matches is my uncle. And some other people that I know. Well, I know from what line, like my uncle from both lines. And I think a couple of the other matches are from both lines. And that's the problem. So I don't know. But yeah, and I have lines from Australia that I can't match up. Actually, that line went to Australia. Panenia Patience Dalzell. And she married McQuarrie. So, I don't know. I would love to go on Genealogy Roadshow and ask them, like, how do I determine? Let me do some more research as far as determining that line. Any tips that I can find. I think what I need to do is use my uncle, find out how to determine someone's grandmother's family, someone's paternal grandmother, her family. Because it's like most of the matches that are matches to her are in different places. Be nice if they were all in the same place. But the problem is they also would match Thomas. Because there are other grandchildren of Patience and Thomas. And great-grandchildren of Patience and Thomas. Like me. So it becomes frustrating. So anyway, that is what I know. Any help would be greatly appreciated. Please post in the comments links, suggestions, anything. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will keep you updated. And I will do the poorhouse report for you. Okay, I got 30% battery, but that's okay. I was done talking anyway. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe. It's a little wet out there if you're in my area. Like I said, have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless you. Mwah. Bye, guys. Please subscribe to both channels and ringy-dingy those bells. Thank you so much. We're well on our way to 100 subscribers here and 500 on the other channel. That may take a little longer, but I think we can get to 100 by Labor Day. We're already at 73 over here and growing like a weed, thanks to you. Bye, guys.